What is up? Welcome back to another video. I just launched my 6-week shred and I am so excited for everyone to get started slaying their goals. So I thought what better way to celebrate than to share a video with my top 3 tips to help you shred. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and drop in the comments what your key focus is for this month that you are going to work on. The number one thing for fat loss is going to be nutrition. So when I'm speaking about nutrition for fat loss, the main thing is a caloric deficit. Simply put, a caloric deficit is eating less calories than your body requires to maintain weight. I'm going to use some whole numbers here just as an example. If you require 2,000 calories to maintain weight, for example, then a caloric deficit would be 1,500 calories. So technically, if you ate 1,500 calories and your maintenance is 2,000, you will lose fat eating at the 1,500 calories. Whereas if you wanted to maintain weight, you would eat at about the 2,000 calorie mark. Now, when it comes to determining what your caloric deficit is, it's so important not to use something like a fitness tracker to track how many calories you are burning, because anything like a Fitbit, a Garmin, an Apple Watch, or any other fitness tracker highly overestimate how many calories you're actually burning. Just like I don't want any of you to be using MyFitnessPal to track how many calories you're burning and putting that in there. We never want to eat back the calories that we're burning because it's so inaccurate. So the calories that you're eating in a deficit actually take into account the exercise that you're doing. When it comes to the 6-week shred, you don't need to be worrying about, how many calories you're burning each day. All you need to do is focus on following the workouts, following the key habits, which I'll get onto in a minute, as well as sticking to the calories that you have calculated for you to lose fat. So just a reminder, we cannot outwork our diet, and nutrition is kind of the number one thing I would suggest looking into first before rushing into anything else, especially if you're new to your fitness journey. Number 2, key habits and overall lifestyle habits is what I like to call them. I think a lot of people highly underestimate how important sleep, water, movement, stress management are in order for you to achieve your goals. Water plays a massive role in not only our energy levels, our hunger levels, our hormones, but also our skincare and so much more. Make sure you are drinking enough water. I did a poll on my story the other day, and so many people said they don't even reach 2 liters of water a day, with some people only drinking a glass or 2 a day. So make sure that you carry a water bottle with you everywhere you go and try and get that water intake up. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. I've covered it so many times on my YouTube, on my podcast with Ross. It is so important for our hormone levels, which play a big role in our hunger and our satiation levels, which is so important on a fat loss journey. I'm not going to go into too much depth on that, but make sure you are prioritizing your sleep. Get a good nighttime and morning routine in place to set yourself up for success. Stress management. Stress plays a massive role in our overall well-being for the long term. We don't want to be continuously living in a stressed state. If you are someone that tends to, overeat when you're feeling a little bit stressed, it's really important to actually recognize what is causing you the stress. Can you somehow reduce that or manage it in a better way? Because at the end of the day, eating and doing other behaviors that don't actually solve the root cause of the stress and the issue is not going to help you for the long term. I personally love reading about stress management. I got a book called Stress Less, which I found really helpful. Google has amazing tips, and if you're still struggling, make sure you reach out for help. There are a lot of counselors and therapists out there that can actually help with stress management tips, especially if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed by everything that's happening these days, which is totally normal based on the past 18 months we've had. Movement. This is a really big non-negotiable for me, and it's something that I encourage the AMB-ANJULI Fit Squad to focus on as well. And I'm not talking about the movement just in the gym. I'm talking about movement all throughout the day and throughout the week. So why do I stress so much that movement is important? It's because if you think of it this way, if you do a 1-hour workout in your day, that's 4% of your day. What are you doing for the remaining 96% of the day? You're probably commuting to and from work, sitting at a desk, watching Netflix on the couch. Maybe you're sleeping for a lot of the time. So that already is a lot of time not spent moving. And then if you break it down even further and look at your movement over the week. Maybe you do 4 1-hour workouts across the week. So that takes it down to about 2% of the week is spent working out. What are you doing for the remaining 98% of the week? Again, you're probably commuting, sleeping, sitting on the couch, sitting at a desk, and not really moving a lot. And I think people highly underestimate how important movement is. So when I talk about movement, I'm meaning, you know what, you could park your car a little bit further away from the supermarket and then walk. You could get off the bus, stop earlier before work and walk a little bit further. You could take the stairs instead of the elevator. You could, walk instead of Ubering. You could walk to lunch instead of getting Uber Eats. There's so many different ways to increase your movement across the week, and it really does add up. So I challenge you to set a step goal for yourself if your goal is fat loss, and aim to hit that every day and see how much better you feel. I personally spend a lot of time sitting down because I do work at a desk copious amounts of hours, but I still make sure that I start the day with some kind of movement, whether it's a walk, whether it's yoga, whether it's a workout. I'll go for a walk in my lunch break to break up the day, and then I'll usually go for a walk after work as well. It makes me feel so much better. I get some fresh air, and it just feels good to move my body. I truly don't believe that we are made to sit down all day, every day. So although that was only 2 things, there was a lot of things to take into account in those 2 tips. You've got the nutrition, being in a caloric deficit, learning to track your calories and macros using an app like MyFitnessPal, and then you've got your lifestyle habits such as stress management, sleep, water intake, and movement across the whole week. Now, tying it all together, the most important thing once you've nailed those 2 points is 3. Consistency. This is something many people, including myself, struggle with. Consistency is going to be what gets you to your goals. Doing something once is not enough. It's like if you have, a chicken stir fry with some salad and you think it's like a really good meal, you're not going to instantly lose fat. Just like if you have one chocolate bar, you're not going to instantly gain fat just from the one meal. It really comes down to consistency over a long period of time. So many people say, look, I've been eating really well Monday to Friday, but come the weekend, I just go out and I do whatever and I eat whatever and I drink and I party. And what that does is it actually raises your weekly average caloric intake. So if you think of it this way, Monday to Friday is spent in a caloric deficit at say 14 or 1500 calories. But then come the weekend, you decide to go and eat 3000 calories on Saturday and Sunday, or maybe even Friday as well. It raises your average from 14 to 1500 calories up much higher, which for some people, if they're really short, for example, or not very active across the week, that could actually mean that you are either bringing yourself to maintenance calories or even going into a slight surplus. So despite working really hard during the weekdays, you're finding that you're staying the exact same way or possibly even gaining weight over time despite working really hard. So it's not just consistency Monday to Friday, it's consistency Monday to Sunday. Does this mean that you have to be a robot every single day for the rest of your life? No. Life does happen, and there are going to be times like birthdays or anniversaries and very special celebrations in which you're gonna let your hair down and enjoy. But what matters most is what you do over a long period of time. So even on the 6-week shred, if you have your birthday and you decide you want to, have a nice meal out and not worry about eating cake, by all means, enjoy your cake, enjoy your birthday, but get back on track with the next meal and keep smashing your goals. It's not what we do every once in a while that matters. It's what we do consistently over a long period of time. The 6-week shred is designed to help you stay on track and slay your goals. It is totally possible to get amazing results in just 6 weeks when you truly commit to yourself. Do not miss out on this. If you are watching this in the present tense right now, June 2021, make sure you sign up and submit your before photos so that you can enter to win cash prizes. Yes, it's shred time.